Welcome to Your Powerful Legacy TV. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, and I'm joined today by Kristina 𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗃𝗃 and Rob 𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗃 of Powerful Legacy Insurance and Financial Services. Kristina, how are you today?
Wonderful. Great to be here with you, Cynthia, always.
It's so good to see you. I always look forward to our time together in the studio. And Rob, how are you?
Fantastic. Thank you for asking.
Good, good. It's so great to see you. And I know we've always been so incredibly busy. Even the weeks, they just seem to blend together. And you're seeing more and more clients come in. Obviously, the show is resonating with so many folks at home. So, Kristina, how are you balancing it all? Let me ask you that first and foremost.
What is balance?
Right? I'm still trying to find that out, too.
Oh, my goodness. Now, it just, when you're really thinking about the true blessing of being able to help people, there's absolutely no feeling that it's even work. I mean, that's just not how it is at all.
Yeah.
It's our lifestyle. It's not really a career or a job or anything. It's just a lifestyle.
Because you're so passionate about serving others. You truly are. And all of the clients, when they come in, I know they feel that love and compassion that you share with them. Well, obviously, today's topic, I want to talk to you a little bit about something that I know people at home are concerned about. Market volatility. Wow, and how that impacts a retiree overall. Kristina, what types of things are you seeing right now surrounding market volatility with clients coming in?
Well, this is something that we've been talking about for so long. And one of the main reasons, if you look back at the last bull run, remember bulls when the market's up, bears when it's down, kind of like a hibernation, easy way to remember. So our last bull run was over 13 years. Think about that like a rubber band. The longer and harder you stretch that, the worse the snap is going to be. And oh, snap, we are in that. It's a really big deal. So when we're talking about the volatility of the market, I know for those of you out there that are contributing perhaps into your 401ks, that you're seeing a lot of up and down, and it's a little frightening, maybe a little bit more down than up right now. And there is a timing that you have to be really careful about, and we're going to talk about that just a little bit more here in a moment.
That would be great. I mean, I know a lot of people are coming into the office right now with concerns, and a lot of people are afraid to open up their statements because they don't want to see what's even on the statements right now. I mean, one moment you have the news on and it's positive news coming your way, the next morning you flip it on and it's something totally different. So retirees, how do they deal with so much up and down roller coaster activity?
A lot of stress, right?
Yeah.
So I think you're sitting at work at times and you're looking, you have a 15-minute break. I'll just log on and see what my 401k is doing right now.
Right.
And then you look in and you go, uh-oh, this isn't good.
Yeah.
So how long does it take you to recover if you just lost 20% or 10%? How long is that recovery process going to take? How long is our market volatility going to last at this point? We don't know. So
Absolutely.
we have to make safeguards against that.
And I think when you're younger and when you're working years, when you're just starting out, if you will, you have time to wait for the market to recover. But what happens when you're older and you're just approaching retirement, or heaven forbid if you're already in retirement, Kristina?
Well, first off, I want to talk a little bit about those 3 financial phases. And when we're talking about getting close to retirement, and you have these different phases within the retirement. So you've got your contribution phase, your conservation phase, and then distribution. As you're starting to transition between one and the other, you'll notice that your temperature changes just a little bit. So let's do a little bit of a temperature check. For those of you out there with an example of $100,000 sitting in your retirement account, are you comfortable losing $50,000? What about 40,000? Probably not. Let's go down to 30,000. You're probably in what we call the financial red zone. This is very serious. This is when we have to start conserving more than allowing the risk to dictate what the possibility of your income could be in retirement. And you have to ask that question. How much risk are you willing to take, and how much are you willing to let the market dictate your retirement income? Meeting with a professional is going to give you that answer.
I've been in the financial red zone my entire life. I don't like losing money at all.
You're like, no. I agree with that. I know that's why a lot of people are like, oh, I'm not going to go to Vegas and gamble because I don't want to risk if I don't. And that's me. I don't either. I mean, maybe the occasional bingo game, but that'd be about it.
I think you go and you take a set amount of money, and if you actually double that, if you take $100 and that's all you're going to spend, and you get to 200, you take the first 100 and you put it in your other pocket. And then you only gamble on what you've won, and then when you're done, you're done. There's no loss. You have your entertainment for the day, and it's fun.
I like that strategy.
I'm not comfortable losing a nickel, so I don't do very well there at all. But let's take Rob's example on gambling and put it into a retirement strategy. So first off, let's say that you are willing to let yourself risk up to 10% of your retirement. So you're comfortable with that. So if you start to go beyond that, just mitigating that risk that's going to be beyond that is going to be the number one concern. Are there ways to make sure that you can protect your retirement from the market volatility, but also have some options for gains based on the potential upside of the market? Yes. This is called indexing. If you've not heard of this, you probably need to come in and talk to a professional about it. It's quite amazing.
And I should also ask you a question. How important is it for someone to know their risk tolerance?
Risk tolerance is that ultimate temperature check. If you're not comfortable risking, then you've got to have this put under control. So first off, a little bit of an example. Again, if you start off with $100,000 in the market and you lose 40%, you're down to $60,000, right? So you just need to gain back that 40% just to get back to even. No, that's not the way that works. You actually would have to gain back 66.7% just to get back to where you were. When you look back at, let's just say, the historical S&P run, that's nearly impossible for less than 5 years. So if you're within that 5 to 10 years of retirement and you risk your retirement so heavily up to 40%, there's a possibility you won't get back to even by the time it's time for you to retire.
I should also ask you, is it ever possible when couples come in that they have the exact same idea of what risk tolerance they should take? I'm sure that's going to be kind of an interesting question.
What do you think risk is, Rob?
Well, we see all kinds of at our table, and I know we've said it before in a show, but we've actually had it so far apart that the couple decided no longer to be together at the end of the day. So everything ceased on conversations at that point, just because they hadn't talked about this throughout their lives, on what their risk tolerance was, what they wanted to do in retirement, and it was that far off.
Oh my gosh, I would have to say there must have been something else going on.
Well, there may have been.
I mean, really, oh my goodness, because I could just see my husband now saying, honey, about your Amazon budget that you have. Can we talk about this?
What Amazon budget?
We would stay together, right? Exactly. Is there such a thing?
That's not real.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Amazon calls us, our neighbors, or Amazon driver calls us when we don't have a delivery that day just to make sure everything was okay.
That's not true. That's UPS.
All right. Do you leave little gift baskets out for your drivers during the holidays?
So, yes, we do. Well, we offer them, obviously, when they come into the office on a regular basis, we offer them hot coffee or hot chocolate, however that runs, in the wintertime, and then some nice cool beverage in the summertime. So, we do try to take care of them, a little snack here and there, or would you like a restroom break? Because we are frequenters, yes.
I love that. Well, we're offering something very special today. Kristina, let's talk about what that is before we open the phones.
Well, first off, when you do give us a call, folks, I want you to remember that you're coming in to just receive information. We're going to let you know the answer to the question, are you on track for retirement, yes or no? Ever so simple. And I hate to coin a phrase out, but you're truly coming in to be told, not sold. You're not coming in to sell and have anything sold to you. And the information that we give you, it's yours to keep. Whether we're what's best for you or not, as far as giving that information, you'll see it very quickly. If we choose to proceed with a strategy or to get more information, we'll talk to you about it then, but that's not what you should be expecting. And I know a lot of folks that are going into firms and they're paying upwards $1,500 to $2,000 for the same type of a review. This is very important, and we want you to have everything that you need. When you come in, we're also going to get you a complimentary copy of The Retirement Train. This is a great book. We know you're going to love it. It's not for sale. Come on in. We want to give you this information. It's very valuable, and we'll save you $20, so you don't have to jump on Amazon and buy that book. But also, if you take a look at the bottom of the screen, there's a QR code. For those of you that are tech savvy, remember back when they were making the menus out of your QR code? Same thing. Just hold your phone up to that, snapshot that. It'll direct you straight to our website. Jump on there and let us know what it is that you want to talk about today.
Kristina, thank you so much. And Rob, thank you so much. To our viewers at home, the number to call is on your screen. That number is 877-893-5099. We know that you have a lot of questions for Kristina and Rob about how to plan your perfect retirement. Please take advantage of calling in the number today and book that complimentary consultation. We're going to take a very short commercial break, but when we come back, I'm going to talk to Kristina and Rob about what happens when you're happily ever after isn't so happily ever after. Stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss their response.
As a good saver, you've been putting away money during your working years. Studies find that the biggest fear of retirees is running out of money. Market volatility isn't just the downward movement of stock prices, it's the size and frequency of change. The more dramatic the ups and downs, the higher the volatility. This can put savers who are newly retired or a few years away from being retired at greater risk. Today's generation of retirees is not receiving traditional pensions as our parents or grandparents did. Instead, we have retirement accounts such as 401ks or 403bs. These accounts typically expose your money to market risk. The last thing you want right before retirement is to lose a portion of the money you need for income. But how do you turn these accounts into a retirement income? Is it safe to keep all your retirement money sitting in the stock market? The last thing you want is to lose a portion of the money you need for income due to market loss. By working with a financial professional, you can learn how to turn a portion of your savings into an income stream for life and income for the life of your spouse if you're married. We all have moments in our lives when we wish we had taken action sooner. Don't let procrastination reign on your retirement parade. Act now before it's too late. Please call our office to set up your no-cost, no-obligation retirement income review today.
And welcome back to Your Powerful Legacy TV. My name is Cynthia DeFazio. I'm joined today by Kristina Ping-𝗵𝗃𝗄𝗃 and Rob 𝗵𝗃𝗃 of Powerful Legacy Insurance and Financial Services. A great show we're having today, talking about such important topics all surrounding retirement. Before we get into our next topic, though, I want to talk for a quick moment about this beautiful magazine, because you're both featured in this, and this is Tops. And this is not an easy magazine to get into. It's not the first time that you've been in it, but I would love to show this beautiful photo of the two of you, which I have bookmarked here, because it's just such an amazing honor, I believe, just to be even in the magazine. And I want to talk a little bit about what it means exactly. To our viewers at home, there's this lovely couple, Rob and Kristina. Tops Magazine. Wow, let's talk a little bit about it.
Well, first off, getting to be nominated for a power couple, I think there were 6 of us there in the Lexington area, so that's pretty awesome. And I think people getting to know us a little bit better. I know you see us on TV, you hear us on the radio, and a lot of you have seen us out and about in the community, and the article gives an opportunity for you to get to know us a little bit better and what we're really about. And service, being able to serve our community, is definitely #1 for both of us. We love it. It's a blessing.
And you both have such a wonderful, compassionate, and serving heart. And all of the clients come in, they can feel that. It resonates with them. So thank you so much. And I love the fact that you're in Tops again. Congratulations. I want to go to the opposite end of the spectrum now for just a moment, because what happens when some of your clients who say, I do, and they're happily ever after, but then all of a sudden something shifts and it's not so happy anymore. And I know a lot of this happened during the COVID years, because what happened then, people were forced to stay together in the home and work together. And I know I've experienced with just even friends of ours who all of a sudden realized they had nothing in common anymore. So Kristina, what happens when that is part of the client story, if you will?
Well, I've personally been through a divorce, and it's devastating. It's devastating on every level. And I know a lot of marriages do end in divorce, but I'm literally married to this amazing hunk next to me, and I just absolutely love our wonderful life. It's so great. And it's hard to picture that, but in helping clients on a regular basis, the #1 thing that we see causes a divorce is going to be financial issues. If you don't believe us, you can go talk to any divorce attorney. They'll tell you the same thing. And what we're talking about here is, it's been called this a couple of times, and I like this phrase, is the gray divorce. So you've spent your whole life together, and because you've been so busy raising your family and working, you just really haven't spent time together, truly. And then once it comes that time where you have to be on the same page as far as saving and spending and allocating your time, what does retirement look like, the rest of your life look like, some people truly don't agree, or they just simply don't like each other anymore like they thought they did. They just don't know each other. And this is a very difficult thing to witness. As Rob was saying earlier in the show, we actually had a couple that decided to divorce right there at our conference room table. It was awful. Nothing that was, you know, dramatic or hateful or anything like that. They just weren't on the same page between saving and spending. That's it. Their definition between saving and spending was completely different on both ends.
Were they amicable at that time? Sorry, Rob. I mean, were they in agreement, like, okay, we should just kind of separate, or was there an argument that took place?
No argument. That's what was kind of surprising.
Yeah.
And, you know, I did ask later. The husband ended up staying with us and is our client, and the wife, she's, you know, been through the process. We had to do a couple of pieces of paper to be able to give part of his retirement over to her the way that theirs was structured. And they both said, you know, they want to try and have a friendship because of their children.
Yeah.
But they are just not on the same page on almost everything, even the way they want to live in retirement. And having those conversations, sometimes it's difficult. We have a lot of tough conversations in our marriage every day because we're married in our everyday life at home, and we're married in our parenthood of our boys, and we're married in our business, and in every direction, we are married like crazy, aren't we?
We are.
And that's a good thing.
And then I usually just do what I'm told, so that works. But we've even said it in past episodes that if you both get to that retirement in the go-go years, go do stuff and
together.
Learn how to fall back in love again after being, you know, going in so many different directions all the time, and give the benefit of the doubt. Maybe that magic happens again, and that's what we hope.
And isn't that the truth? Because even when you go through the empty nester years and your children leave the house for the very first time, you're rediscovering your spouse again for the very first time, and what brought you together, why you fell in love, and this life that you built together.
I think you're discovering yourself too.
Absolutely.
Because your life has been so focused on work, and now it's focused on, like you said, honey-do lists and different things to go on trips. It's just different.
Yeah.
Well, we've been somebody's mommy and daddy for so many years. That's a really hard transition. That empty nest, I do hear, you know, for the record, our youngest one is a teenager right now, and I hear that those grandbabies that are coming up are going to be the reward for the punishment of having rotten, awful, just jerks for teenagers.
Right.
So I'm really excited to enjoy that one.
They're hard to handle at times, but
yeah, we're getting close to those grands. It's coming up. We're going to ruin them.
Oh, I love it. You're going to spoil them and just give them so much love, and I can see many Disney trips in the future.
Oh, you know we love that.
So let me ask you a question. How do you help people navigate with, obviously, if they're underneath one roof with one source of income, and then all of a sudden, if there is a separation or divorce, the wife needs to go back into the working world, the husband goes his own way. How do you help to balance their budget, if you will? Because there'll be now one household becomes two.
That's really, really difficult, and that does create a lot of very derogatory feelings. And I think that financially it's one of the most devastating blows that you can have as a great divorce, because you've been planning on each other for the rest of your life, and then those best laid plans just don't happen. So to have a retirement strategy that just completely falls apart before you even get retired, that's a really big challenge. So I do want to talk about a little piece of paper. When you do have one spouse or another that needs to give part of their retirement over to their spouse, and you want to avoid those taxable situations, or maybe, you know, some type of other disbursement problem, that form is called a QDRO, QDRO. It's a Qualified Domestic Relations Order. And that's just a simple legal document. We help attorneys take care of those and execute those preparations every day to actually disperse part of that retirement over to their spouse into their own individual retirement arrangement. It can't stay in a group if it's in a 401k, for the record, but over to their own individual retirement arrangement, and then successfully move on with those portions being awarded to them. A lot of times when we're going from a dual income household or a dual household down to two households with a single income each, it's very difficult. You have to alter your lifestyle greatly. Maybe you're not going to get to work on your handicap as much because you can't afford that membership to the country club, or maybe you're selling your large family home that you plan to spend the rest of your life in with your grandchildren and great-grandchildren, or however that may flow. You have to sell that, move to something smaller to be able to afford it. So a lot of changes happen. I've seen gentlemen that have had to sell that hot rod that they got during their amazing midlife crisis. I can't wait for your midlife crisis so I can drive your hot rod. That'll be fun.
What's that hot rod going to be?
It's probably going to be a Corvette.
Okay, my husband says the same thing. What color?
White.
Okay, I think my husband's more like yellow, which I think is just beautiful as well.
Well, this is the risk tolerance in us, right? So white is the most visible car on the road without being flashy.
Nice.
And we like white cars just for the safety factor.
I do too. I have a white car, and I love my white car. So that's incredible. I did not know that, though, the most visible. Thank you for sharing that. Well, this is the perfect time for us to open the phone lines. Would you both agree?
I completely agree, and it's our pleasure to open those phone lines. For those of you giving us a call, if you've been watching for several seasons, first off, we want to thank you. Our loyal viewers, you mean the world to us, and we know that we strive to give that very important information that you're looking for out there. But for those of you that are just tuning in and perhaps you're missing something in your retirement strategy, or maybe you just need a second opinion, or you've not even gotten started, any of the above, we're looking to see you. Jump out, bring your phone, call that number on the screen, or click on that QR code there and pull it up. It'll lead you to our website, and let's get you scheduled to come in. We'd love to give you a piece of our time.
Kristina, thank you so much. Rob, thank you so much. To our viewers at home, that number to call is on your screen, and that number is 877-893-5099. If you have your smartphone handy, go ahead, grab it, click on the QR code at the bottom corner of your screen. That will take you right to Kristina and Rob's landing page. We're going to take a very short commercial break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, we have viewer questions, and the next one could be yours. Stay tuned.
When was the last time you saw your financial professional? Are you getting the most out of the strategy that was created for you? Although you've done a great job finding someone to help plan for your future, are you 100% sure that you were given the right strategy? We can help answer these questions and more with a complimentary second opinion evaluation. We will take a look at what you have in place, then help determine if you are well positioned to get the most out of your future retirement income. In the event that it is not, we can help by making suggestions and showing you how to get on the right path. You wouldn't get just one opinion when it comes to a major health decision. So why would you treat your most important financial decision with such disregard? Call today for your no-cost, no-obligation second opinion evaluation to see if you are getting the most out of your retirement income plan.
And welcome back to Your Powerful Legacy TV. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, and I'm joined today by Kristina Ping-Kepperling and Rob Kepperling of Your Powerful Legacy Insurance and Financial Services. I love today's show. It's just such an incredible, impactful show. We're talking about such important topics, obviously market volatility, and then going through a divorce for the viewing audience. Perhaps someone is going through that, or they know someone. But this is my favorite part. I love the viewer questions. I know we only have about 5 minutes left, so I want to get through those. Would that be okay?
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. So, Kristina, this is a great question. It says, I signed up for a 20-year term life insurance policy about 10 years ago because it was so much cheaper than whole life. Now the premiums will be triple when I turn 64. Is this normal?
Well, first off, let's talk about the different types of insurance. Whole life, the best way to remember what that is that the premium and the coverage will stay the same for your whole life. And then term is for a term of time or temporary insurance, kind of like you're leasing your automobile or leasing your home. You're just renting the insurance for a term of time. Then universal is a combination somewhere in between. It can be priced a certain way and function another. It can have all sorts of extra riders added to it. It could actually be a savings vehicle as well. So a lot of different types of insurance. So identifying what do you have. Talking here about you having a 20-year term life, you probably got it to cover something that was going to be around that 20 years. I know when my children were young and I still had a mortgage that I was trying to cover my life and those needs for my children with term insurance for that term of time. Now that they're getting closer to grown, my oldest one's in that 25 realm and he doesn't really need me anymore, so I don't need to have that coverage to take care of supporting him and taking care of him. So when I think about the term of time, I think about that. Now for some of you who may have been a little bit later in your retirement savings, it could be that you need some insurance to help supplement some of that income that is needed for your spouse in retirement, or even for yourself with the new insurance. Do you have new insurance or old insurance where it's just for your death, or could it be while you're living as well? And I think speaking with a qualified professional is going to help let you know if you have the right insurance for you. You don't always need insurance once you're in retirement, so having, again, a conversation is going to determine that.
And I think that's such invaluable advice because obviously there are so many different types of insurance policies to choose from, programs to choose from. You hear people talk about the hybrid policies, if you will. Yes. There's just a ton. So the next viewer question is, and this is a great one, you've already kind of tapped into it, do I even need life insurance in retirement or over the age of 60? If so, why?
Yeah, why?
Well, I mean, it depends. Depends if you still have people depending on you. It depends on how much your bills are. Most people, or quite a few people, I should say, no, you may not need it. But there still are many occasions or many circumstances where you do need it.
Okay, great advice. And obviously this next question, I love this one too. It says, Rob and Kristina, I'm a huge fan of your show. I have been watching it for years. What can I expect when I come in for my first consultation? And are you as much fun in person as you are on the show? That is a great question.
We're not as much fun. We're more fun because we have a really good time. And you'll get to see Zeus, our little dog. He comes into the Lexington and Louisville firm every day. We know that you love that. There are some people that come into our office, Cynthia, and no kidding, they don't say hi to us. They say hi to Zeus first. Oh, we couldn't wait to meet Zeus. We hear you talk about him on TV and the radio, and he is just 𝘁𝗍𝗄𝗆. We just love him to pieces. And for those of you out there that love your fur babies, oh, he is.
He's something special. And actually, people will come in a little early to see him because they know their appointment. They get a little time. He's the first person you actually meet when you come in the door. He's going to come over and greet you.
And then
Maria will come out and see if you need anything at all and get you settled. But they come in early just to see him.
Oh, I love that. And I can see why. Zeus is a cutie. We have to bring him on the show one time. That would be fantastic.
He's so sweet.
How much time should someone be setting aside for their very first consultation?
So generally, we start off with just a 30-minute time slot just to be able to gather that information, make sure you're going to be on track. We do send you a packet to go ahead and pre-fill some of that information and an email following up, letting you know what it is that you need to bring with you so we can be as efficient as possible. For some of you out there, your situation is very complex. If we need to take an hour or even, an hour and a half to 2 hours, we're going to do what we need to do to make sure that you're taken care of, gathering that information, getting things together for you to let you know, are you on track, yes or no? Ever so simply, that's what you're coming in to be told, are you on track?
And then there's a follow-up visit as well. Is that typically a week later or 2 weeks later? How does that look?
Yes, we do generally try to get you back in within a week. If there's some further information that we need to gather, we rely on our powerful partners for a lot of that, our CPAs and will, estate, tax attorneys, Medicare supplement specialists. It takes a whole team to take care of you, and that's our pleasure.
I love that. Kristina, thank you so much. Rob, thank you so much. To our viewers at home, most specifically, thank you for spending time with us today. That number to call is 877-893-5099. We know you have a lot of questions for Rob and Kristina. They have the answers for you. Be safe, be happy, and be blessed. We'll see you back 1 week from today on Your Powerful Legacy TV.